Today's drama roundup is going to include Love Between the Lines, the 2026 contemporary C drama. It's also going to include Mr. Kurosaki's Pure Love Never Stops, and then we're going to round it off with Love After Addiction. All of these dramas are current year dramas, with the exception of Love Between the Lines. These dramas are OTA, so here's your fair warning that if you don't want me to blow any of the two dramas that are on the air right now, here's your chance. And Love Between the Lines, for you very lucky folks who have finished it, maybe you'll be able to add to the discussion in some way possible. If you're new here to iDoc welcome. I am your host, T. I'm glad to have you here. Before I jump right in, I want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers, to those who have commented, to those who are scared to comment, but just can't wait till I cover the drama you're watching. If you're watching a drama that I'm not watching and you like my content and you want me to comment on it so that you can comment on it, please feel free to jump in those comments and let your girl know. Other than that, let's talk about Love Between the Lines. Now, for many of you, you've seen this all the way through to the end, so you kind of know what's going on much better than I do. But because I watch all the dramas, I can only watch so much at once. Love Between the Lines. If you have not seen this drama yet and you're considering it or it's on your watch list, I just want you to be prepared that number one, the male lead, his aesthetic is different. Even in C-Town, baby. Even in C-Drama Land, he's got a different aesthetic. And I like that. His face is just something different. It's not your average C-Drama male lead face. And I love that. And I like that he's now wearing his hair a little bit longer. And he just look like he gonna cuss you out at any point in time, but he don't. And that's part of his charm. I also want you to be warned that this drama is, can you call it a slow burn, baby, when I ain't burned nothing yet? But I will say that what they kicked off in the first episode or two with this drama, man, I wish they would go back. Because it's got that whole, I like dystopia, that vibe. It's not necessarily dystopic, but it's her going into a virtual reality game. He's the marshal. She's a different player every time, or a different character. And they fall for each other in the midst of this game. Why they pump fake us with that, y'all? Why did they act like that was what we was about to get? I was prepared for her to go in that game every time. One day be the maid, one day be a ghost, the next day be a stewardess. Whatever it was that she was gonna act like she was, I was prepared for her to fall in love and for him to fall in love with her via this game. Now we got this romance, and let me keep this shit a buck. It's boring, y'all. I'm sorry. He is not boring on his own. This female lead, I'm used to her as I'm used to her being cunning and janky. Okay, I'm used to her double crossing somebody in the motherfucker, and this squeaky clean. I'm so excited about architecture that I'm begging you to let me see your blueprints before you was done with them. I want you to let me see your drawings when they wasn't good. Y'all, I can't even remember what the official architecture name of it is when you beg your sunbae to see they, maybe it would be hearts for me because I can't draw. I can draw hearts. They'd be like, let me see your hearts before they was good or something. I don't know. But she's begging him for it, and he's like, I ain't gonna show you that. I'm just gonna show you this. And y'all, that's the highlight. I'm up to episode 6. Okay, let me be fair. In episode 5, she is a noob at the office. Yeah, you heard me say that, all that about a fucking virtual game. That was like episode 1 or 2, y'all. Pump fake the hell out of us. Me. Who is us? They pump faked me. And now we're in C-drama office hell. I know. It's It is a steaming cup of C drama, contemporary C drama trope hell. I'm sorry, y'all. I can use these words because I'm a G out here in these C drama waters. I have dedicated so much of my life force that when it's not good, I get to say something. And when it's good, I get to say something. And if you want to hear me say something good about a C drama, consult the show description. So you can go to my podcast, which is audio only, and you can listen to 3 years worth of me liking shit, which is amidst the snowstorm of y'all. That drama is so damn good that it has ruined me. I always struggle to finish C dramas. Like, you can always kick them off, but can't finish them. That's me. It don't matter. Would you over to contemporary? I just can never finish them. Amidst a snowstorm of love, I can't stop watching that one. Now, what is the hell is going on with that? If you're expecting that in this, it's not that. Um, But I'm going to give you the true highlight of episode 6. It piggybacks off episode 5, where since she's the noob in office drama hell, um, they always treat the new person to a dinner. Even though we ignore you most of the time, we don't let you in on our little office conversations. We like you so much, we still gonna give you some free food or something. So they have this dinner. And as we know, is typical in A drama land culture. When you go to the lazy Susan dinner, which I'm always nervous to have, guys. I've never had one. The rotating automatic rotator lazy Susan, because I feel like I can never catch it. Like, am I ever gonna be able to catch that fish that I want? How do you do that? Do they stop it when you want something for real and you just can never catch it? So she's at this, and you know how you have to do it. You have to look like you a G. So when they get to popping bottles, you got to be able to drink, because, baby, I don't know. I guess this is getting just the equivalent of being jumped in when you in a drama land at work after hours. So she does this, and she drinks too much, and she can't take it, and for one reason or two, he like, I'm gonna take her home, and a couple people look at him like, what the fuck are you doing? But he's able to somehow talk himself. It's like, I'm on the way. And it's like, okay, baby, founder of this company, and you taking people home. Okay. So because she's rented out her whole place to him and let him sublet it, and now she lives in her friend's like pantry at her restaurant. Not a restaurant, y'all, her coffee cafe. When he takes her, scare quotes, home, he thinks that, I don't know what he thought, because it's like, did you ask her where she lives? No. Okay, so then you took her back to the crib? Yes. And now you surprised when she lays down on the couch and goes to sleep for real. It's like, baby, I know your little trick, and I know what you was taking her home for, and you wanted her to do exactly what she did, which was stay the night, baby. So he lets her lay down because it's his fault she drunk. So he goes upstairs and locks himself behind the door, baby. I'm like, how is this romance gonna start and get anywhere if you want to lock the door when you take your little shower? Okay, don't be locking doors around here. It's her house, and she should have told his ass that, but she was too drunk. So he took a shower. He finished that shower. He came downstairs. She was like talking in her sleep, a little insight into her personality. And then we have the next morning, or a few hours later, because she like wakes up they get there at like 10 o'clock, and then she wakes up at 2 or 3 in the morning, and she looks better than she did before she went to sleep. Hair is fine, and we know that this is drama land, but I just thought that was amazing. But anyway, she's talking, and he's upstairs in the attic, and she's down in the main level. So she goes out on her landing, he's on his landing, and they talking to each other. And I just ask myself, baby, where is the burn in the slow? They moving so slow. And it's like 28 episodes. So I'm like, man, I don't know. I never get any response whenever I ask this. So I'm gonna keep asking. Can you give me the episode? Yeah. Sometimes I just have to get to the love, love, love of the drama. And if there's a special episode, fine. Also, in My Beloved Thief, which ends this week coming up, which will be the first week of March, um, My Beloved Thief, the last episode airs. I'm on like episode 3. I heard that episode 5 was some heat, and I'm tempted to skip 4 to just watch 5. But if you are watching, planning on watching, have watched My Beloved Thief all the way up to, the second to last episode, then you're going to definitely want to tune in this week when I cover My Beloved Thief, because I'm going to get myself to episode 5 at minimum so I can see the heat, baby, because I need something. This is where I am in my drama watching right now. Nothing's happening. Okay? Nothing is happening on this drama and a lot of other ones I'm watching, and I just need some action, baby. I need some action. So that is Love Between the Lines. I know a lot of people may have already seen this. If you could just say, hey, Love Between the Lines dash 13, I know what that means. It means that's the only episode that's worth watching, or that's where it starts. I'm going to take it both of those ways. But thank you for listening to the roundup of where I am on Love Between the Lines. Now let's jump into the next drama. Mr. Kurosaki's love never stops. Pure love never stops. It's got to be a pure love. It can't be that old janky, dirty love, apparently, that some of us have. His pure love never stops. I'm on episode 8, and it feels like that one's crawling, doesn't it? You guys absolutely love this, and I just have to give you guys a hearty thank you. That particular episode of Mr. Kurosaki's Pure Love Never Stops, my first impression of that one, that's my highest watched video on this brand new channel for the Trademark Adaxerang Extras YouTube channel. I'm so proud of you guys. I don't know. I love it. And every time I check the stats on that, it just keeps going higher and higher. And when is it going to end? Is this my virality, y'all? This how I'm going to go viral on that one? I don't know, y'all. But I like that you guys are enjoying this drama the way you are. I am too. I can't wait till that little funky episode drop on Wednesdays, y'all. It takes forever, doesn't it? And when it comes, you're all the way in it, and then it's over. Because if J Dramaland don't do nothing else right, baby, they are brief. They are not. They have shit to do. They got something to do, baby. They are going to shoot a drama, and then they got to go to work. Okay, yeah, because they got other stuff to do. Drama is not their job. It's just their hobby or something over there. I don't know. But Mr. Kurosaki's Pure Love Never Stops. I just love it, and we all love it. And as I hearken to in my first impression, or maybe it was in one of my drama roundup episodes with this one, I love the fact that he's so socially awkward that he has had to be walked backwards through the way that you properly try to get up on somebody, baby. And you don't do it by presenting them with $1 billion yen check and a wedding ring. Now, that shit would have worked on me. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. If you roll up on Adaxerang and be like, hey, I got $1 billion US. Now it's got to be USD, because yen, I don't know how that converts, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna be quite $1 billion after you get through converting and shit. So it's got to be the equivalent. It's gonna be like, hey, Adaxerang, you wanna and I'm gonna give you this ring. Oh yeah, and I got the $1 billion check, and you just go ahead, baby, we getting married, and we can figure out the rest of that shit out later, okay? So I like the fact that he has had to be directed back to reality. He had to come back down to earth. She too young to know that she was supposed to say yeah, and then figure the rest of this shit. Hey, if this would have been Adaxerang in this drama, they'd have been like, ma'am, we told you to say no, but you said yes. And then y'all gonna figure this shit out in episodes 2 through 12. You know what? We like your idea better. Let's do that shit. Okay? Because now he has to learn how to not want to propose to her every time she do some old sweet shit. So they're up to episode 8, and they're officially dating. She gets to go to school and her little friends giggle, "Ooh, I'm dating, I'm dating, I'm dating." And they are super jealous, but a good, healthy jealous. Like, there's a healthy envy, I think. No? Okay. But the friends are not toxic the way that we're used to these motherfuckers being. And they really do seem to be happy and give her fucking space. So he picks her up at school one day. Yeah, he's like, "I was just gonna come and, pick you up or what have you." And I'm like, man, this is cool. So they go out for a little data, that he's so awkward. He don't know what nothing called. When he at the end of the episode, when he's like, you and your brother, y'all look like a couple. I guess you would call this jealousy. It's like, sir, y'all better be glad I wear my manga mind when I watch this shit, because just because you propose the correct way, FYI, you propose to her the right way if you ask me. But just because you did that and you had to be told, no, this isn't how it goes, doesn't mean you don't know other feelings. Like, this guy just did not get, like, if emotions were packets, he did not get a packet of all the regular stuff. Like, he don't know what jealousy feels. He has to say, I guess this is what jealousy is, or something like that. And I'm like, sir, okay. So he is not all that thrilled about his brother. Now, it turns out that the sneaky guy that you feel like gonna end up being that Hanguk serial killer in the drama, that dude is his brother, and they hate each other. Yeah, I don't know if he was like a side baby or something for his mom or something, but they don't like each other at all, and they don't trust each other. And there's just this weird energy because he works at the rice shop with her, and it's just very awkward. These two are so in love with each other. They're always almost this close to, ending their little date and their time together with the kids. But, we're having that serendipitous phone ring and all that kind of thing that's happening when these encounters happen. And again, we're getting spoon fed this drama, y'all. I am going to do my best. I'm not going to make any promises. I was going to say I'm going to do my best to not, round up this drama. Baby, I'm rounding this drama up. I'm going to round it down. I'm going to round it around, because if Kurosaki or Kyoto, if he do some cute shit, I'm bringing it to the drama, and they're teasing it out. So they're making me tease out every one of these videos, and I have to, because I absolutely love this drama. I hope you love this drama too. You do, because this first impression is my best video. So you guys out here in Drama Land along with me, we love this, but they just not giving it to us fast enough, are they? But that's okay. We're going to hang in there when we're going to get through to the end, and we're just going to hope that Kyoto actually gets to have what he wanted, which is to marry our female lead. They're the perfect match. They are adorable. And I would ask him if I was her, because hopefully by episode 12, she has matured a little bit more and she can say, hey, Adaxadong told me, do you still have that check? Because I don't want it, but she do. So yeah, that'll do it for this episode of my roundup of Kurosaki's Pure Love Never Stops. Let's round this whole entire video with love after addiction. So first and foremost, when it comes to love after addiction, there is a lot of permissiveness that I allow to happen. First of all, I'm a BLer for life to the day I die. I don't care how bad they get. I don't care. I love BLs. And because I love BLs so much, they can do no wrong. But don't get it twisted. I do still see what's weird and fucked up about the drama. I do. And even if I bring it out, I still love these dramas. You know what I'm saying? I just still love it. Maybe it's a toxic love. I don't know. But I still love BLs, even when they're dumb. Love after addiction, The first thing is I'm trying to figure out, maybe I'm just not smart enough. I can accept that. Maybe it's me and I'm just not smart enough to understand what is the addiction. Is the addiction to celebrity, fame, fortune, attention? Is that what the addiction comes from? I'm not really too hung up on that. But ever so often when I'm watching this episode, I'm trying to figure out, okay, we are on episode, y'all. I can't even remember what episode I'm on, but I'm trying to figure out, where does the addiction part come in on this? And it's not enough to make me hate the drama or dislike it. I'm just saying, I was just curious about whenever the addiction part comes. So we have Yoshi and we also have our Mung. And they are still trying to figure this thing out. We have Yoshi. He's there on some kind of a reality based show. This show is, even though every day isn't riddled with challenges to win this and win that, you just kind of have to take for granted that every day they're having this reality show of sorts and a bunch of things that they have to do so that they can be, you know, the victor in the end. And they have this one challenge where they have to go and they have to collect these cold gold coins. They collect these gold coins, and whoever has the most, obviously they're going to be the victor. But in the course of all of this, we have our A couple, which is Yoshi and Mung, and then we have our B couple. And our B couple is, let's just focus on Yoshi and Mung right now. Yoshi and Mung, they really love each other. You can tell that they want to be together. Mung is panicked, and it's really hard. You know why it's hard to talk about Mung and what he's dealing with? Because you just haven't seen this so fucking long in a BL. BLs have crossed a very important street, okay? And you just don't really have to confront too many BLs nowadays where one of the people is just like shamed into not being with your ass. You don't have to see that a lot, because baby Tai, Tai went and took that shit and said, look, this is what happens, okay? And it's happening here and it's happening now. So you love it and stop. So we don't really have to see too many characters that just have turmoil, just have a father that's a piece of shh. Yes, we do see some awful parents, but you can tell that Mung, he doesn't do what he wants to do, all because of his father. Like if his father were not around, Mung could be happy. Mung can't be happy. There's expectation on him. He has a working fear of walking through town and people are whispering and they're pointing and they're, ridiculing him and all of that. And I just, it's sad because Mung, the character, he's somebody that you want to protect. He's not somebody you want to see sad. He's also somebody that when he turns his power bottom up, he is deadly, don't he? He is just like, when I was watching episode, I'm up to episode 11, but between like episode 7 and 11 or something like that, he turned up his flirtation a little too high for me, because I was like, boy, if you don't quit playing, because when you're watching a BL, the topper is usually the one you feel like I'm supposed to be watching him the most. We try to focus on everything. We try to take it all in. But realistically, only one person can kind of have your focus at one time. So you always kind of default to the topper because he's usually the most forward. He's usually the more aggressive. But baby, when you a power bottom and you turn that shit on, it steals the show for me every time. And Monk did a little of that. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be looking at your ass, huh? So what you telling me is you turn this shit all the way down and off so that he can shine. And I don't mean this like he's doing it for the actor so the actor can shine better. I just mean that as far as I can tell with this damn script, the way it's written, he don't really have a whole lot of opportunities to turn it on. But when he turns it on, my God, my eyes are glued to him. Yoshi's good, and he's the easy choice. That's never the one you focus on. It's the one that you're kind of trying to figure his look out. He's not quite as, the obvious. Baby, when he turned his charm on, when Yoshi, remember when they were this is toward maybe 10 or 11, when they was playing, they was giggling, tickling and shit. Remember, he was like trying to sell the seafood, because their town doesn't make any money because their seafood is more expensive than what's in town. And the in-towners, y'all, the people in town, they buy that because it's cheaper. But Yoshi, being the star that he is, he like, baby, you ain't got nothing to do nothing but get on the internet, take your motherfucking shirt off, and you gonna sell some shrimp. And that's exactly what happened. And while he had his shirt off, he and Yoshi got the plan and shit. And like I said, this was the second time I felt like Mong he turned that shit on. He was laying on the bottom, remember? And Yoshi, tickled him over onto the bed, and Yoshi was hovering. And then, the camera pans away, and then there's innuendo of what perhaps happened after. But Monk was looking up at him. And I was just like, it's a good thing he's got this script to deal with, because if he had any script that was more powerful than this, he would be absolutely deadly. He is extremely sexy, and he has a way about him that he turns it the only way I can keep describing this is just to say he turns it off. He just turns it down. And you default to Yoshi thinking that, oh, okay, Yoshi, that dude, because Yoshi, he be macking on him. When he see what he want, he goes for it. And, I feel like Yoshi is doing a consistent job of chasing him. In Dramaland, you want to be chased, baby. Okay? You the dominant. You gonna have to chase. I'm gonna run slow enough for you to catch me, bitch. But you got to chase. And he did. And he's continuing to do that. But Yoshi, I think that, not Yoshi, but Mung, when he turns it on, it's almost like he's saying in that moment, or those couple moments I saw, I'm just going to stop so you can catch me. And that is sexy. So, yeah. Where are we at in episode 11? I guess I have to talk about the B couple on here. I don't want to ignore them or whatever. But I think it's quite interesting that the main one, the dark-haired one, that the reason why he's so mean to the blonde-haired one is because long time ago, like, what did he say, 2 years ago or something, when he visited the island, that the blonde got crunk and they was in the bathroom, and he hit on him, and he was like, hey, want to have a drink with me? And he was like, yeah, that's cool. So they went and they did that, and he was like, that was my first time. And I'm sitting here looking like, baby, do these writers understand the way life works? They don't, do they? I know they try to throw us a curveball and like, oh, we're going to make him so mysterious. We're going to act like this actually makes sense that this will happen. It's like, no, you should have made the blonde the one that got pumped and dumped. I know what they were going for. I do get what they were going for. It's just that we don't really get enough of the B couple for it to be anywhere near the planet Earth, that the dark-haired one would get pumped and dumped, and he got his motherfucking virginity taken from this little dude. Like, for real, I know. So it's okay. It's okay. And he admitted this, and I'm giving you a summation from episode like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is the amalgamation of that. And then, he's like, because Yoshi, one day they're sitting around and they're having dinner together, and, this is off the heels of the fight that he and the dark haired guy had. And his face is messed up, the dark haired guy, and Yoshi's mouth is messed up. And the blonde hair guy is kind of paying some deference to Yoshi. And he's like, oh, you need some medicine? I got some. And Yoshi's so in love with Mung. He's like, nah, I'm good. Until he realizes that, wait a minute, hold on. I can use this as some leverage to not only get back at him for fighting me, but I can also maybe force Mung to come toward me, like to stop playing hard to get. I want him to get jealous enough to care that I'm gonna go to a dude's house tonight. And he told him as much. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna come to your room tonight to get the medicine at 11, just taunting people. And so the dark haired guy got extremely bothered by this, and he ended up cornering the blonde and putting a belt around his neck and saying, come here, I'm gonna punish you for even saying that shit. So there are BDSM relief, and it's just really just okay. So where we leave off in episode 11 is that Mung ends up eavesdropping on Yoshi having a conversation with like the producer of this reality show. And in so many words, Yoshi just sounds like a total villain. He sounds like he don't really want to be there. He's there for nefarious purposes. All those missions that he won and stuff, like the last mission with the gold coins that he had to collect, he set it up so that he would find a child and protect her and rescue her and bring her back to her mom, and then he would gain social points. Yoshi went into that island to repair his celebrity so that he could go back and resume his position. He had lost so much cred out in society that he was desperate to regain his celebrity status, his good image, any way possible. So Mung eavesdropped this conversation that he had with the director, and it made Mung just spiral because he's already panicked. And this doesn't help. It kind of gives him the perfect out, the perfect excuse to continue to reject Yoshi. So he goes to his little favorite cliff's edge, where he's just sitting on a rock, and the only way you can get there is by like swimming out to it or something. And then Yoshi comes up, and Yoshi's, seeing that he's in distress, and he's like, okay, what's wrong with your ass now? What the fuck did I do now? And Mung is like, you know what you did? You came to this island of innocence, played your little game, and you wasn't for real about nothing. The little girl, all these challenges you won, all this, your ass done passed out from putting your face in a bowl. That's all lies. You lied. You don't give a shit about me. And he's crying, and he's really vulnerable. And Yoshi's like, can't deny it because it's true. And Yoshi's like, he says as much, but he's like, but I do really love you though. Yes, I was here scheming and shit, but that's the part. That part is not a lie. And Mung is like, I don't want to hear nothing your motherfucking ass got to say, so kick rocks. So that's where we leave off. And now I'll just jump into my impressions of this drama overall, because we're here at episode 11. I believe there are 12 episodes. I'm going to look it up just to be 100% certain. But, I don't understand what they were trying to do with this drama. When you watch this drama, I LOL'd the first few episodes because it was funnier than hell. It really was funny. It's not that it's not funny anymore. It's just that the novelty of the drama has kind of worn off. So their attempts at comedy, like I said, I don't like rom-coms. And if you're like me and you don't like rom-coms, what rescues it is as the drama develops and matures, the comedy dissipates. It disappears like it just never existed, and I like it. But when they try to resurrect some of that comedy, it doesn't land because now we're into some heavier shit. Like his dad was upset with him, Mung, that he went online and, did what he did. It did help at first until people were complaining about the product and saying that, this is bad and all of that. And so the town started to lose money. So it's hard to inject some comedy after, the whole town comes at you with pitchforks and shit, and you're the most delicate thing on this show, and we want to see you happy. Like, he doesn't smile unless Yoshi puts it on his face. He's just a ball of potential, just walking around this island, helping everybody else at the expense of his own happiness. And what I'm saying sounds like a notion that is moving, that would bring you to tears. And I'm glad you feel that way. But the way that they are portraying it in this drama, it's not, there's no depth to this drama. It's not. It's so surface level. There are 12 episodes, and we're up to episode 11. So the bottom line is you've seen what you're going to see. You know, the next episode is going to be the HEA. It better be, or someone come on here and I'm going to burn something. Okay. But this drama could have been a lot better than it was. And I'm not really quite understanding why it wasn't. They attribute BLs now that are clearly shot anywhere but China as being Chinese dramas. I'm not going to say why I feel like they're still getting these C-drama titles, but baby, you can't play me, homie. And I know that this is a Taiwanese BL. As is the Revenge Love, okay? Which is the best contemporary BL I've seen in a long fucking time. But I don't understand why this drama didn't felt like it had to sacrifice depth for whatever it is that they're doing with this. I think they wanted to have fun. I think they wanted it to be lighthearted, but they went too light where we don't have any, I'm not connected to anybody. Can I say that? I don't feel a connection to Yoshi. He is the main character, which means that whether he likes it or not, the whole drama rests on him, his shoulders, and he's not carrying it well. He just isn't, he doesn't have that magnetism that I need my male lead to have. And it's not even that hard to do over in BL Waters. It's really not. You just got to show up looking good. And he does. But something about the way that he portrays this role, something about the writing, I don't know. It's just not landing for me. The only time I felt anything is when Meng turns on. I feel that. Even when he's distraught and panicked and sad, I don't feel any of that. But I did feel it those 2 times where he stopped running and he allowed Yoshi to capture him. So there we have it. But it's a BL, so it's my jam. It's my jam anyway. I love it anyway. But I have to admit that this drama is a little bit too light for me. But I will say this. It's very watchable. And if it was not dropped at the pace is dropped, I would have gobbled this all up and been done with it and on to the next BL. So what about you? Are you watching Love After Addiction? Are you watching Mr. Kurosaki's Pure Love Never Stops? Are you watching Love Between the Lines? Are you watching My Beloved Thief? Those are the dramas, the group of dramas that have me by the collar. One of my goals this year is to finish the dramas I start, but that doesn't mean I'm not watching everything at the same time anyway. Not just these 5. I'm watching a lot of dramas. What about you? What are you watching? I love recommendations. So if you want to drop me some recommendations, you can. But otherwise, I want you to come and I want you to meet me back here. And sometimes I know it's not perfect, but if you subscribe and if you select to be notified, you'll know when I drop another episode, which will be in the next day or so. So if I were you, I would meet me back right here.